welcome to CI Mogul podcast series. And today we are joined by a remarkable guest, Dr. Fredrina. Hi, ma'am.
Hi, how are you today?
I am fine. What about you?
I'm doing great. It's been a very productive morning so far.
Can you introduce yourself and tell us more about your journey?
I am Dr. Reverend Fredina Usher Weems. I have my journey has been inspired by going way back to the beginning when I was a child. And growing up in my family, there was a lot of health issues. On my mother's side, it was obesity and cholesterol and weight issues and diabetes. On my father's side, it was lack insecurity. Didn't feel so good about themselves, high blood pressure and cholesterol. So I have two sisters. I'm a middle child. I was determined that we were not going to grow up and go out the same way as our family did, where they missed their dreams and couldn't go their destiny because of health issues. So I decided I got named as a fitness instructor in my parents' daycare because I was always going there and saying, listen, we need to exercise. We need to watch what we eat. And I'm a child still at 12 years old. So I started off at that was my real main compassion to make sure that my sisters and I did not end up following that journey, unhealthy journey that my parents and the generations before us did.
Your professional journey has inspired many. Can you take back us to where it all began and share the defining moment that shaped your career?
I would say, as being a successful leader, it has been challenging, yet through my God's grace and mercy, I would have transferred into a leader I am today by learning how to say no to my family, friends, and in-laws and community. I was the go-to person. I was called Dr. Fredina. Whatever you need, go to her. If you need a ride, go to her. If you need some motivation, courage, go to her. If you need fitness, go to her. If you need someone to pray for you, go to her. So I spent most of my life taking care of everybody else around me. I encouraged and motivated everybody else around me, inspired and chauffeured. But I found myself being drained and fatigued and tired and not being able to maintain what I call a healthy lifestyle. So I began to realize I was not holistically balanced. My faith was up good. My mind was up good, but then I'm just tired and drained. So that means I wasn't getting enough sleep. So I decided I had to learn how to say no and take some me time for myself and rest and pursue my dreams and goals. So by learning how to say no, not nasty, but in a polite way, I was able to maintain my sanity.
A successful leader faces obstacles. As we all know, what has been your most challenging period in your journey and how did you transform you as a leader you are today?
Again, back to what I would say, learn how to say no. And realizing, you know what else too? I'm not Superwoman. I can't do everything. And it's okay
Yes.
if I fail because you know what? It's not that I fail. What did I learn from that? What did I learn from that challenge? And take from what I learned and move on and grow. So I'll say, and I'm still in the growing process. I'm still learning, but I begin to realize that each day is a journey. And how I perceive things and interact with things will determine my outcome. So learn how to say no. Also, let me be me, but letting other folks be themselves. Not trying to change them into being me, but accept them who they are and moving forward. And that would say help me to transition to where I am today.
Leadership is all about influence as much as expertise, right? How would you describe your leadership philosophy and what principles have guided your decisions throughout your career?
My leadership philosophy and principle that has and will continue to guide my personal and professional lifestyle is simply be the best me possible. I can't be you, you can't be me, but I can be who
Yes.
I am. And you know what? And let you be who you are. And that is what the business stand on, New One for You. And that's what we believe in. Simply be the best me possible. Just be you.
As we know, innovation often requires courage. Can you share a project or initiative that you are most proud of and the impact it has created on your life?
Initiative that I am most proud of or is the determination, dedication, and self-conviction is to pursue and accomplish my passion. New One for You vision is to be an agent of change helping women strengthen their self-confidence and giving them the eternal power to stay balanced during life challenges. And that's what we're about.
Throughout your career, what have been your greatest mentors or sources of inspiration, and what lessons have stayed with you the most?
I'm blessed to have several God-fearing, phenomenal women in my life. The one who stands out and whom I have been seen to live, I've seen her live her dreams, is my mother, Estella Usher. She always reminded me to keep God first, respect others, never stop pursuing your dreams in a healthy way, and don't let feelings, emotions, and others, likes or dislikes, jealous or issues or goals determine your destiny.
How do you balance professional excellence with personal well being while continuing to inspire those around you?
Able to balance professional excellency and personal well-being while continuing to inspire others because I compassionately live the life I proclaim. Simply be the best me possible.
Can you elaborate? How can someone be best of themselves and give themselves?
$100 question, and it starts for accepting who you are. With all your strengths and weaknesses, with all your accomplishments and failures, just simply accepting that and not looking at it as not comparing yourself to someone else because you really can't, because no one has the same fingerprints as you. So just realize, okay, I can do this. At this point, I cannot do that. But I'm just going to go look at the good qualities I have, but not forgetting my failures to see how that helped me to become a better person. So basically, you have to know who you are and whose you are before you can actually go out there and try to help someone else be simply the best me possible.
Talking of the inspiration that we have, like everybody has a role model in their lives. So, what do you think is the role model in your life that shaped your career and the person who you are today?
Again, I would say my faith in God, watching my mother go through trials and tribulation, racism, discrimination, and how it didn't stop her from pursuing her goals. Because as a child, they didn't have much. They basically got the food from the food that was thrown off the trains. And she was determined that she was not going to let any child be left alone because when they was growing up, they basically had to stay home by themselves. So I watched her go from nothing and pull up to being a phenomenal woman. Then I look at my mentors around me who basically stay rooted in their belief in God and help me to become that I am. So I would say I have been blessed and fortunate to be around phenomenal women and and my father, who was a servant, because when I was going to get all my degrees and certification, my father drove me everywhere. So I would say basically, and if you don't have that kind of motivation around you, it doesn't mean you can't be the best you can be. It just means that you look for authentic people to be in your support group whose genuine interest is out for your best being. So I would say all of it, because no man's an island. So you do need to know who you are, but you can't accomplish your goals without other people in your corner. And you can't do all by yourself and not help somebody else. So it's like a chain reaction. So I say all of that is important because you have to have a balance because we're not put here to be by himself. That's why I'm grateful for you all because you saw the time and like to come out and help me to get out in the world what I'm simply about. And it's really not about me. It's about helping you simply be the best me possible.
Yes, to be the best, be the possible. What advice as a leader? How do you balance professional excellence with personal well being while continuing to inspire those around you?
Okay, I would say balance professionally and personally comes back to you living holistic lifestyle. You got to know who you are in your spirit, your soul, and the body. You have to make sure that you are keeping yourself ongoing with upcoming trends and what's going on in your environment, what you want to be. You have to make sure you're alert. You have to make sure that you have to take care of your body, which means don't forget your annual physicals, which means you also have to take time out for some social time, family and friends. But that means being around people who appreciate and respect you, not the drama folks. So you want to spend time with people that you can build up and they can build you up too. And you want to continue to pursue your dreams and goals while you're helping others. So I would say it's called a well-balanced person and professionally. As you continue to first build up yourself and then extend out to your community. I hope that answered your question.
Definitely did. As a woman, what advice would you like to give other women who are perceive the education or the professional background that you are in right now?
Say, first of all, why do you want to do it? Is it because of money? Is it because of peer pressure? Or is it because you have a passion? If you don't have a passion, you're going to dread going the journey that it takes. And then, second of all, who are you? What do you want out of life? Because you want to make sure you're balanced. You want to make sure that you're doing what you want to do. But are you really determined to do that? Because it's going to be some sacrifices. It's going to be some things you have to give up. So if you're not really ready to give up, sometimes you have to give up some sleep, is the truth. Because if you're going to get your degree certification, that takes time. And you have to be determined, regardless what kind of grades you get, to push through. If you want to be all you want to be, you have to decide whether or not, even this is important. If you're a lady and you want to pursue your goals, okay, if you get married now, can you pursue them? If you have children now, can you pursue them? Because it's different between a male and a female as far as when you go out to pursue your goals. It's just being honest. You have to determine what are you willing to give up? Because if you want to pursue your goals, when you have children, you've got to put your children before you. So you need to really sit down and think about what you want to do, why you want to do it, when you want to do it, and how you're going to do it. And if you're going to be determined to go that full journey.
Okay, so as a woman to woman, I want to ask you a question that how much it is important for a woman to be a financially independent.
Oh, that's a good one. Uh, what do you mean as far as financially independent? You mean as far as being able to do whatever you want to do, or do you mean as far as being able to support family? What do you mean by being financially independent? Because that can go, that's a lot, that's a very deep question.
In a family, in like for an example, if we are living in a family and all the men are working out there and only a woman is not working and she is a homemaker, so how important it is for her to be financially independent?
First of all, it depends on their religious belief and their culture. Second of all, can you depend on if something happened to your spouse? Have they prepared you to be able to go for the future? Third of all, what are you willing to give up? Because even if you go to work, you still got to come home and do all them different chores and take care of those children. So you have to
Yes.
decide, first of all, your background, your culture, and how is it? Because in some cultures, women can't work. Okay. And in
Yes.
some, they only allowed to work in the family business. And in others, if you're going to be independent, can you be independent and humble at the same time? What I mean, it's okay to be able to make all that money, but can you be humble and respect to the people around you, like your husband and your family? So you have to
Yes.
take all that consideration. Yes, you should be financially independent, but depends on if you're by yourself, if you're with family. It depends on where is your environment. Where are you right now? And if you can handle being independent without disrespecting, stepping on somebody else's self-confidence.
So the world is evolving rapidly. What emerging trends or opportunities do you believe will shape the future of your industry over the next 5 years?
The world is rapidly evolving. Emerging trends and ongoing professional opportunities within health and wellness will enhance, motivate, and inspire the need and importance for one to be rooted in self-confidence, self-worth, and self-discipline to pursue one's personal professional goals. So you have to know that you know that you know that you have the confidence, you know that you're worth, not letting somebody else tell you. Because when you get out there, you've got all kinds of racism, discrimination, jealousy you have to deal with. So you have to be ready to know that you have that confidence in yourself, you have that self-worth, and you can discipline yourself to pursue your goals while you respect others.
Looking back on your journey, what achievements give you a greater sense of fulfillment in your life, and why does it stand out among your most of your achievements?
Achievements that gives me the greatest sense of fulfillment is that I stay rooted in my faith, self-care, and family values and morals throughout my health and wellness personal and professional journey.
Remarkable, like the purpose or the achievement you have while treating your patients.
It's letting them see themselves to build up their own self-confidence and realize their self-value and that they really are important regardless of the situation that they're in or circumstances. That's what's most important to me. Helping people realize that it's not about ups and downs. It's not about success and failure. It's not about poverty and income. It's about you being able to interact and deal within every situation of your life that comes at you. And I've seen it a lot through the people I have mentored, I have coached, I've counseled, I have educated, that they look back and say, wow, I can do this. And even when things don't work out the way they want it to go, they can still learn from it and move forward. Because we know that
Do you
life itself is not all roses. So you got to be able to deal
Yes.
with everything that comes your way. I didn't mean to cut you off. Apologize.
Did you remember any case while treating your patients that gives you a sense of achievement in your life?
Yes. A lot of time, well, some of the times when I was with the Cleveland Clinic Health and Wellness Program, Lifestyle 180, we had a lot of people come in who were dealing with weight issues. And they would come through the program and they would get the weight off. But guess what? They end up coming back because they didn't get the root of the problem. So I've been able to talk to them and mentor them and see what the problem was. We realized what some of the roots were. And I was able to help them to see that and deal with that so then the weight could come off. You'd be surprised how someone just well you might can eat mint every day, but one lady, because she was eating mints every day, she couldn't get them extra 2 pounds off. Then you have some people who are emotionally going through depression because of something that happened to them as a child, and it's rooted in them, like got molested or raped. So it's able to be able to deal with them psychologically, mental health awareness, help them to realize and take some of that shame off of them so they can go on and live their lives. So I've seen it in numerous occasions in different areas. And it's a blessing to see that. And I see some of the people now gone on, little girls have gone on to be doctors and lawyers because they was able to push it off the back that happened to them as a child or as a teenager or youth.
So, what advice would you like to give some other people who are suffering from obesity?
First of all, quit condemning yourself. Quit beating yourself over the head. The world do enough that for you. It's look back and see what's going on with your life. Hook up with a coach, someone that can help you. And remember that you're not perfect. So as you're going through this transformation process, sometimes you might fall. But you got to get the root of the problem. You need to find out what's caused you to be overweight. Because in some cases, obesity is caused because of medication that they're on. So we need to find out what the root is so we know how to help you deal with that. And realize that what you did back in the past, like sometimes I had one lady come to me and she wanted to go back and weigh the way she had when she was in high school. That's not gonna happen. You're not gonna look the way you was in high school. You're gonna look better than you were, but you're not. And quit trying to force yourself to get back in that dress you wore back in high school. Let's move forward. So you've got to get them to come to reality, do a reality check first and see where you are and admit it. Then we can move forward. And that's in obesity, that's in mental awareness, that's in every part of your life.
Okay, so according to you, the major lifestyle changes that can bring obesity in a teenager or in a youth generally?
Oh, you talking about from emotional, the physical abuse, you're talking about from medication, you're talking about it's a lot. There's no one such standard thing because you got to get to the root of that person. That's why each person is uniquely, fearfully and wonderfully made, but you got to get into see what's going on in their life. So there's not no one outlook. You have to find out what is the general. And a lot of time it goes into soul searching. Could be the way you were raised, could be how you feeling because you don't have a father, could be because you're it's a lot. So I can't just say just one thing. That's why we offer like 15-minute free consultations where they can come in and I can sit down and see what's going on with them before they sign up to whatever health and wellness or fitness or nutrition or behavior change. Because you got to find out what the root is. Otherwise, guess what? We're just going around and like on a hamster on a Ferris wheel over and over again.
So moving to the last part of the question, where do you see yourself in the next upcoming 5 years?
Hmm. In the next upcoming 5 years, I still see myself growing in God's grace, using what He's given me to help people to realize that in order to engage in this evolving world, you have to know who you are and where you're going. So it's
Yes.
still the same. Things might change, technicians might change, but still the same thing, getting you to realize who are you and where you're going.
So, in the last, any advice would you like to give our readers and leaders?
Yes, I would say that you are all fearfully and wonderfully made. No one on earth is born and made exactly like you. They can't duplicate you. They can't take from you unless you give it to them. You're authentic. So as you're moving forward, simply be the best me possible while letting others be themselves. And make sure you take time out to personally develop who you are and enjoy life. And that's what I would say.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspirational words. And we are glad to take your time to have yours on the CI Mogul podcast. Thank you for the conversation.
You're welcome.
Wonderful you. We're here for you. We are wellness made whole. Complete wellness from head to soul. Do wonderful you. Ooh, do wonderful you.